Hi, David Atkinson, Nomadic therapist. Today's video is about 10 signs to know whether or not you're an empath. So, to be an empath, you must recognize more than one of these signs. If you only recognize one, then you're probably highly sensitive in one area. You can feel other people's emotions and can sometimes have difficulty differentiating between your emotion and their emotion. This can be a very confusing part about being an empath because you just don't know how to differentiate between your emotion and their emotion. And so quite often you will take on people's emotions as your own. You don't like large groups or crowds. This is because when large groups of people get together, there's a lot of energy going on. And if you're an empath, then you're picking up on different types of energies as you move through groups of people. And this can be very confusing for an empath. So it's one of the reasons why empaths tend to shy away from large groups or crowds. People often turn to you for advice. When you're an empath, you naturally connect with people, and because of that, they feel very open towards you and will often tell you things that they wouldn't normally tell other people. Intimate relationships can often be overwhelming and confusing. Again, this is because you can't differentiate between what's your emotion and what's the other person's emotion. And because of this, you can sometimes just not know what's going on with you, and you're just left in a state of confusion. You can have a calming effect on people. You'll find that people will often remark that, "Oh, I feel a lot calmer now that I've spoken to you," or "I feel so calm around you," and this is because you're there and you're absorbing some of their energy, and because of that, it just brings them down from that elevated state that they were in before. As an empath, you'll find that you need time by yourself, and will quite often choose to have time by yourself over having time but with other people. Often that time by yourself you will want to spend in nature. You want to go out and just enjoy being in nature, and that just allows you to release everything that you've absorbed from other people. Addiction to drugs or alcohol. Quite often as an empath, because you find the situations that you're in confusing, you will turn to drugs or alcohol. Now, in the beginning, this kind of works. It kind of numbs you to how you take on other people's energies and allows you to go and be in groups of people. But in the long run, it's not sustainable. In the long run, it actually opens you up more to these energies, and it then can become way too much. Anxiety or depression is another sign of being an empath. So it's quite easy to understand from what we've covered already why you might suffer anxiety, especially when going out into groups or crowds of people. And depression, again, you will often withdraw within yourself because you don't want to connect with what's going on with other people. So because of that reason, it's quite easy for you to suffer with depression. As well, if you don't really understand what's going on, you kind of feel like there's something wrong with you. And again, it's quite easy to become anxious or depressed about those kind of things. As an empath, it's quite natural to be attuned to mystical energies, and is actually a gift. And in fact, what I want to kind of share with you is as an empath, it's to embrace what it is that you can do, because not everybody can do it. And if we embrace what it is an empath can do, then life becomes a bit easier, because we have more of an understanding and can differentiate more between energies and know what is us and what is somebody else. For that reason, I encourage other empaths to dowse. What it actually does is it makes you more sensitive to energies. And that might seem counterintuitive, to become more sensitive, but actually when you become more sensitive, you are able to differentiate between what's you and what's somebody else. You are able to switch off to it a little bit more, because you can go, actually that's somebody else's energy, that's not mine. And when you can do that, then you are much more equipped to live life as an empath. I've created more content around becoming more attuned to energies through the use of dowsing. So why not subscribe, comment and like what I do? And also hop over to my website, nomadictherapist.com. Thanks for listening.